Thanks for tuning into another newly listed on the CSE clip. Today, I am talking to Patrick McGrath, and Patrick is the CEO of Burrell Resources. Of course, they've just very recently listed with us. They trade under the symbol BURY. Patrick, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Good stuff. Patrick, let's jump right into it. So talk to us about Burrell Resources. What do you do?
Well, we're newly listed, obviously on the CSE under the symbol BURY. We are focused on exploration and particularly in Nevada. We've recently acquired some ground there with some really interesting results, near surface, good high grade hits on gold. So obviously the precious metals is what we're initially focusing in on.
Patrick, I have a question for you. So, we have a lot of our audience members who are early investors. They might not necessarily be familiar with why Nevada is such a great location. You want to maybe talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. So Nevada is consistently at the top or near the top when it comes to where is the best place to mine worldwide. And there's prolific mines there that have been going on for a long period of time. So it's one of the best markets in terms of building infrastructure, everything you want to do in mining. And there's if you look at Barrick, Newmont, they've been there for decades with great success. There's also a lot of opportunity there with local vendors. You got access to drillers, engineering, all the infrastructure that you need as well.
Yeah, I think that's a very important part to make sure that our audience members know about. Now, Patrick, what was the strategy behind taking the company public?
Well, I think with we were private, obviously, and we enjoyed being private. But at a certain point in time, it makes sense to go public as you get greater access to liquidity, and we want to grow our business. So we obviously want to drill the asset that we have currently right now, and to get access to that capital for drilling. It is required to go public. That's where greater access to capital is, and also we're looking to grow. So we're just starting out. We have some ideas on some additional assets that we're looking at, and to continue to grow and get more capital, it makes sense to be a public company at this point in time.
Of course, Patrick, talk to us a little bit about your background. How did you get into this?
Yeah, so my background, I'm a CPA, so more on the number crunching side, but been involved with different leadership groups, and particularly Mike Bealy, Rick Barkley, who are founders of Bema and Eldorado. I worked with them for about a decade, and through that, I built out relationships. And if you look on who's on our board, you have Larry O'Connor, who's a former Bema, Eldorado. He built several of the mines that were there in place, and he's also a mine builder in California with the Mesquite project. So that's my background and once you get the feel for mining and get in there, you get that bug, and that's where I'm at today. I've been lucky to work with some great teams in the past.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, you speak very truly about that bug that bites you when you're involved in the mining business. Are there any other key team members on your team that you've brought together to move this project forward?
Sure. So I mentioned Larry. Larry's a geologist, and he's based in Reno, so it's great to have him on the ground with his connections and his know-how. Also is Ross Wilmot is another board member who I've worked extensively with in the past. Ross has a great pedigree on the mining side, as well as he was a founder of Orco Silver, which was sold for about $350 million. So he has experience in with other venture issuers that were able to find projects and bring them right through to a successful sale. So between Larry and Ross, I think we have great company in terms of what we want to accomplish here.
Yeah, Patrick. So of course, a strong team is necessary. Seems like you and Burrell Resources have assembled that. What would you say are some of the differentiators that between yourself, Burrell Resources, and maybe some of your peers that might be in the same region?
Well, I think I gave a little background to my other board members. We've actually had success, and that's success on finding and building mines. A lot of teams out there exploration their whole careers, where we have a team that's been involved in projects from point A, which is finding the projects and exploring, right to the production and ultimately sales. So I think we have a great team that's been from all the way from scratch all the way to a multi-$100 million sale.
Having a team that's been there and done that before definitely adds to the clout that you have. Now, are there any milestones you're able to talk about that our viewers and investors can look out for?
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned we have a project in Nevada, and it's on the Long Canyon Trend. Our initial milestone is to get out and drill that property. This is a former Liberty Gold project, and it had some really nice hits near surface. And we were looking to, as our first phase, is to get out and drill that project. I think the second milestone will be looking to add on to this project, whether it's in Nevada or another similar mining-friendly jurisdiction. I think the second catalyst will be an add-on or bolt-on project that we're looking at several at this time.
Perfect. So news in the pipeline. Now, where can our viewers go to keep up with your milestones and news, but of course also read up on your project and your team members?
Sure. The best place is on our website right now. It's burrellresources.com. It's BURRELL resources.com. On there, you'll see bios of the team. You'll also see our project, where we're located, and you can also sign up for any future news. And on there, as well as my phone and email. By all means, you can reach out to me anytime with any questions.
Perfect. Patrick, I think you've given us a great introduction to Burrell Resources and the company. Again, I'd like to welcome you and your team to the Canadian Securities Exchange, and we wish you nothing but success in the coming months and years. Again, thank you so much for your time. To our viewers watching, this has been a newly listed on the CSE clip with Mr. Patrick McGrath, who is the CEO of Burrell Resources that has recently listed with us.
Thank you, Anil.
Thank you for tuning in to another newly listed on the CSE. Please feel free to hit like and share this content, and hit subscribe if you haven't already.